Hi guys, it's Kevin from Living Primal. I'm going to take you through a body circuit workout that you can use in your off-season for running and triathlon training. This is a set that takes about 20 minutes to do. You'll do 8 exercises with a 15-second break in between to transition from exercise to exercise, and you'll do the whole thing twice. So I'm going to show you each exercise once. You would go back to the start and do a second set after I'm done. So I've got my watch set. I'm going to take you through each minute and show you different variations on things that you can do with each exercise. So let's get started. The first one that we're going to do is Superman, so flat on your stomach. And keeping your feet down, raise your upper body slowly, hold it, and allow it to come back down. So we do these exercises for a minute each. If you need to stop and take a break, that's fine. Now, variations of this, as you get to your second set, could be alternate arm and leg. Pausing at the top each time and being in control as you lower. And another variation, if you're using a stability ball, would be to drape yourself over the ball and do the single arm and leg. Okay, so that's a 15-second transition. We're going to move on to the second exercise, which is going to be crunches. So this is your basic crunch on your back, legs up in the air at 90 degrees. And just coming straight up. So again, we do the exercise for a minute. It doesn't mean that you have to be continuously doing it for a minute. You can take a break if you want. Because it's always better to do the exercise properly than rush it and not get the full effect. Variations of this one could include a crunch twist, or if you really wanted to, you could get the legs into it as well. So minutes up, there's our break. We're going to switch around to the third exercise, which is going to be a side leg raise. So I like to do these in a bridge position. This is balancing on your elbow, keeping your body straight, and lifting your leg up and down. So you do this on one side for 30 seconds, and then flip around and do the other side for 30 seconds. So there's 30 seconds on one side. You can flip and do the other side. Variations of this, if you can't support yourself fully, would be to lie completely on the ground and do the leg raise. Other variations include holding the leg for a certain amount of time, maybe 5 seconds or so, before allowing it to drop. And with the stability ball, you can really increase the instability by being against the wall. Fourth exercise is your basic push-up. So being in position, arms slightly more than shoulder width apart. Dropping down and pushing up. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. Variations, of course, can include putting your knees down, Or if you want increased instability with the ball, you can have your back legs sitting on the ball, and this engages the core a little bit more during the push-up. Next up is a plank. So the setup for this is elbows out, kind of just under your shoulders, body straight, head up, and butt down. You don't want to have your butt up in the air because then you're not using your core to hold yourself up. So tighten up the stomach muscles, hold yourself in place. Variations of this would be holding the leg up in the air, so maybe your right leg for the first 30 seconds and the left leg for the second 30 seconds. Or it could be something like raising and lowering your leg 3 times, 5 times on one side, and then going 3 times or 5 times on the other. Next up, flat on our back, we're going to do scissor sit-ups, or some people call them dying bugs. So leg up in the air, arm behind you. So this one you're trying to keep your back, the small of your back, pressed down to the ground, and the heel drops to just above the ground but not touching. Next up is the bridge. So stay lying on your back, feet flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart, and you're going to elevate, supporting your weight with your shoulder blades, trying to get your body in alignment through the shoulders, hips, and knees. Variations on this one can be extending the leg out, holding it for a few seconds, and bringing it back in, and then extending the other leg. And the stability ball version would be to prop yourself up in bridge position, but your feet on the ball. And that becomes a really big trick to stabilize yourself and hold yourself here. Alright, 7 down, 1 to go. This might be the easiest one, and it's running arms, and it's exactly what it sounds. So get yourself in a position and practice moving your arms back and forth really quickly. The key thing for runners working their arms is not throwing their arms forward, but driving their arms backwards. So what you want is a nice 90-degree bend in the elbows, loose hands, and driving backwards with the elbows so that your hands kind of brush your hips as you go past. Once you get the movement down, you'll practice doing it very quickly. And that's it. That's the end of one set. As you finish, you go back to the top, starting with the Supermans, work through all 8 exercises again, maybe throw in a variation on each one, and you'd have a 20-minute workout. Do that 3 times a week over the winter, and your core is going to be in great shape for the running season in the spring.